The Scorpio moon individual tends to have a very intense shadow. It will often manifest in their life as paranoia, possessive tendencies, psychological warfare, pathologies, secrecy, sexual deviancy, power struggles, control issues, and or sadism. It can also manifest through things like macabre fascinations, deeply repressed rage, a vengeful spirit, or black magic and dark occultism. This is a moon placement that can be particularly challenging, as it is in its sign of fall in Scorpio. With the moon's inherent energy of nurturing and protection, there is conflict with the nature of death and purging that Scorpio carries. This can cause a whole lot of internal conflict, emotional upheaval, secrecy, and inner turmoil. Scorpio moon individuals are typically extremely private, and as such, not many people will ever even get a glimpse into the inner world of a Scorpio moon. More often than not, the emotion that they are most comfortable with expressing is anger, which can be quite violent and destructive if they unleash it. Some Scorpio moons will feel severely misunderstood, likely because they have a deep fear of vulnerability and intimacy, and so they only let people get so close to them. Many Scorpio moons will suffer from mental illness and pathological tendencies that can take form in a variety of different ways. One key characteristic, though, is the need for control and power. If a Scorpio moon is made to feel powerless, it is almost guaranteed to end in a crash out sooner than later. They have a troubled relationship to the idea of power dynamics, and in order to keep their position of power in their minds, they might resort to behaviors that are controlling or even sadistic. This oftentimes will show up as paraphilia, sexual deviancy, or even abuse in the worst cases. Alternatively, they also may turn to darker occult practices or black magic as a means to reclaim their authority in life and to feel empowered. They might have unsettling or disturbing interests or fixations, which could be anything from like true crime murder documentaries, serial killer research, a fascination with unusual medical phenomena, decomposition, medieval torture methods, taxidermy, human sacrifice, any number of things like that which are disturbing and darker in nature. They typically do not really trust people like at all, and even border on paranoia if they let their mind get carried away. While they themselves are quite private and secretive, they will go to the ends of the earth to uncover any secrets or lies that are being kept hidden from them, which can negatively impact their relationships. They are extremely perceptive of psychology and can easily work out the intentions and motives behind a person's actions or words. They will sometimes use dark psychology tactics for manipulation and control, and it can even progress into being a kind of psychological warfare that they get a sick kick out of. A Scorpio moon placement individual is pretty much always going through some variant of a dark night of the soul or a deeply transformative experience that is both spiritual and emotional in nature. This can mean a lot of times that they are going to be more likely to be people who will experience a lot of trauma and who will ultimately have to utilize the pain and suffering that they have endured through that trauma and turn that into power to empower themselves and to create purpose in their life. They are pretty much always in their head fighting demons, which can be things like intrusive thoughts or intrusive beliefs about themselves, about the world, and about others that are not always accurate or true. This also ties into their paranoia. They can be very vengeful and vindictive. They have a hard time with letting things go and just accepting having been wronged or betrayed. They really don't do too well with that and take too kindly to it. And they're not the kind of people who will immediately seek revenge in a fit of rage like an Aries moon would. They're the kind of people who will plot on your demise for so long that you forget about the betrayal, but they never forget. And they're coming for your ass. Like, eventually you will be served justice by the hands of the Scorpio moon person. That's just how it is. They're not fisting to let shit go. Only when they have healed and integrated their shadow self are they able to be more forgiving and accepting of the nuances involved in betrayals and, things in which they feel they've been wronged or, betrayed. But yeah, until they can integrate and face down their inner demons, that is going to be something that is definitely a difficult part of their shadow self to deal with on a day-to-day basis.